Do you know how many files your employees have uploaded, downloaded, emailed, airdropped, slacked, or shared via Google Drive today? A lot of that data has left your organization, and you don't even know it. Visit code42.com to learn how Insider prevents data exfiltration.
At FedEx, we're making carbon capture research our priority because Earth is our priority. Our goal is to be carbon neutral by 2040. We call it Priority Earth. FedEx, where now meets next.
Add some great value and make some good things happen. All right, let's still Ricasa focus, as is the things that are happening properly and 100 times faster. Let's see. Let's start off with some obvious things. Lunch week goes higher. Today goes higher. And remember, lunch week lasts as long as I say it does. It's longer than a week. It's as long as I say it does. I know the exact day that we are launching. I know the exact day some of you are getting software. And I already have in mind some other people who will get some software soon, depending upon your actions. Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, if I could say something, and good morning, everybody, from Las Vegas. And Antonio has no idea that I was going to interrupt him this morning and even do this, but I just wanted to say that everybody needs to know, and I've only been with this group, with ATS, Ricasa, just a few months since the beginning of the year. And you need to know that launch week, this is not really about Ricasa and ATS. What this is about is this is about you. And you need to look inside your heart, and you need to pull out whatever you've got inside you that has been bringing you to these meetings and bringing you to join with these folks on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. This is about service to others. This is about, and sincerely, where do you find a group of people like this who will even think this way? And I've heard Antonio say before that you get maybe 2-3 opportunities in your lifetime where you have something that could really be life-changing. I don't know if I believe that completely. I think there are more opportunities than that, but I don't think we get to see them. I think most of us are so clouded that we just don't see them. Maybe 2 or 3 times in our lifetime, we get that energy where we recognize them and we feel like we can really do something with them. But I just want to say, take advantage of this. If you don't have anyone else to blame. You have no one else that you can put this off on. I don't know how many of you have actually read this. Maybe a show of hands. How many people are actually reading this book? If you haven't, get this book and read it. It will show you what's coming from this man's heart, and I really believe that. One of the things I wanted to just point out, and this is kind of far into the book. This is chapter 19. So if you're not there yet, I hope I don't spoil it for you. But chapter 19 is the law of enrichment. And it says that all lasting wealth comes from enriching others in some way, adding value and retaining part of this. Make money for other people, or you won't make any real money at all. And there's a quote in here from Earl Nightingale, and Earl's one of my favorites. The only people who make money work in a mint. The only people that make money work in a mint. The rest of us have to earn money in some way. But I just felt it on my heart. I had to say this morning. You have no idea what is ahead of you if you stick with this and just go through the motions. You know, I've seen a lot of things in my lifetime. I've talked to a lot of folks. And this person is genuine. This is the real deal. He's doing this from his heart. Number one, create 100,000 millionaires. I guarantee you I'm on that list. I guarantee it. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I don't know what I need to do next month, but I know what I need to do right now, and I'm going to formulate that plan, and that plan's going to build, and it's building into a 10-year plan. I'm on that list. Be on that list with me. Let's go. Let's do this. We're going to create 100,000 millionaires. We are going to end world hunger. We can do this. I really believe that. We're going to end the student debt crisis. And there's one more. What is it? Can anybody else tell me what it is? There's one more on that list. Anybody? Come on now.
Sales. We're gonna make amateurs into fantastic salespeople.
So that's right. The least salesperson of us will make the most money. The least among us, we are going to build up and take with us. I tell you, I'll be honest with you. After spending yesterday with Antonio and Deanna, I couldn't sleep last night. I literally could not sleep last night. My brain would not shut off. I was so connected, and I don't know, and I know there's a lot of people on here that are religious, that believe in the Lord. If you don't, then believe in the science of it, because we are all in this energy. Do something with it while you're here. Don't just move on to the next level without pouring your heart out in service. If you do that, you can't lose. If you put that energy in motion, I guarantee you, you cannot lose. It will carry you along. Anyway, I had to say this morning. I know sometimes I've sat through some of these meetings, and it's early for me, and I know it is for some of you. And you go through the motions, you try to take some notes, you try to do some of the right things. You are doing the right thing by being here and following these steps. Pick this up. Pick this up if you don't have it. It will tell you exactly what Antonio is doing. It's no joke. It's already written down. And as we know, that's the first step into bringing things into reality. And we're going to bring it to reality. I guarantee you. We will all probably next year meet out here in Las Vegas. And we're going to have some stories to tell because nobody else is doing this. I love y'all. Let's make this happen. Let's do this thing. Come on.
Yeah,
Who's with me?
all right,
All right, Jerry.
Woo!
He was over there planting. They don't call him Potter for nothing.
I like that. Next year, I'm there. I like that. Claim
Yes,
that.
definitely. Come on now. Claim it. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. I just,
You're welcome.
you know what? When we hear you guys speak like that, it makes this all worth it. It's like, okay, they're getting there. They feel it like we feel it. Because when I tell you, like Jerry said, this launch isn't for us. This launch is not for us. If it was for us and we were doing this for us, I promise you. Okay, I'm gonna speak for myself on this one, Grace. I'll be trying to figure out how I can get somebody else to teach, somebody else to
Right
talk,
now.
so I can sit back and be a student. Because when Antonio first told us, okay, so you gonna teach this and you gonna teach that. I'm gonna speak for myself first. I leaned back and I was like, I'm gonna do what?
No. I know I'm a teacher, but I teach math. No, no.
But I promise you guys, every day Antonio walks into the office. Every day he wakes up and he works and he grinds. It's not for him. It is not for him. It is for us. And if you listen to him talking, you will understand and you'll hear that. It took me a while to pick up on that. But every time you hear him open his mouth, he's talking about us. And when I say us, because I'm including myself with you guys because he doesn't do this for him. He does this for me. He does it for Grace. He does it for Nikki and Jerry, Carol, Abby. He does it for Fulgore, Monica, Tanya, Sarafia. He does it for us, Shaker, Satish. He doesn't do it for himself. And so if you just watch, just keep your eyes open and watch, you'll see the perfect way to serve. Because that's another thing that I learned working with Antonio. You can't get anywhere serving self. The only way you can get anywhere is serving others. And we think serving others will take from us, but when you serve others, you actually open up more windows for you. Because when you serve others, they don't forget that.
If you want energy, expend it.
There you go. Antonio told me one time I had to sit there and think. And to this day, every time he says it, it reminds me when I sit there and think, he says, a person only gives you what you pour into them.
That's facts.
He just said that's science and started giggling. Yo, no, Antonio.
This was not a meeting. This is preaching right here. Go on now.
A person can only give to you what you put into them. So if you just allow him to pour into you, just imagine what you can give back. I tell you, there's times I tell Antonio, why don't you just rest? Why don't you just relax? Like, just chill out for the day. Like, and sometimes I get frustrated because I'm like, dude, he has gone like 48 to 72 hours straight with no sleep before. And he doesn't do it for him. That's like, he stays up 72 hours straight for us. Not for him, for us. So I really hope y'all are catching this energy, and a lot of you are. Like, a lot of you really are. We can see it. Like, we can see you moving. We can tell by your energy that something has shifted. When Antonio is sitting here and he's pointing out somewhere around this time, you made a decision. You weren't doing it anymore because he sees the shift in you. You can tell the decision you make by the turmoil in your life. When you make a decision that I'm not taking it anymore, that what you not taking anymore comes right at you, like 100 times heavier than it ever has before. So when Antonio said he is living in everyone else's trash, not his. He's done everything he's wanted to do. He's literally decided to take us and our storms and everything on to himself just so he can help us. Whatever visions you have, like Jerry said, just live in it. Whatever your dreams are, live in them. Because I promise you, stand around with Antonio, you will walk in your dreams. You will see those extra commas in your bank account. You will be able to help save lives like you want to. Antonio always says good people do good things when they have a lot of money. So why do you think y'all are here? Because he knows y'all are good people. And y'all are going to do great things with a lot of money. So he wants to help you get that lot of money so you can go do those great things. Mr. Smith, or actually Jerome unmuted his mic. So Mr. Jerome, the floor is yours. Antonio said you gonna tell him be quiet.
Yeah. Well, no, he know the deal. He know when I got to speak, he need to be quiet. He just need to be quiet. And this whole launch week thing for me, guys. Antonio said something yesterday, and it triggered an incident with me and Antonio a while back. We were putting on a program in DC, and Antonio was scheduled to come out and speak, and something happened, and he couldn't make it. And he called me up, and he says, "Hey, Jerome, something happened, boom, boom, but I'm coming down at the end of the month." And I'm like, No, I'm good. I'm good. No, he said, no. I'm coming down the end of the month. And I said, no. I mean, I appreciate, stuff come. He said, no, you don't understand, Jerome. I'm coming. And he came. And he spent time with me and Denise the whole time. It was just us. He came to see us. So he came to see you, Jerry. He came to see us. And yesterday, after we got off the call, one of the guys he saw, Dennis, I called him. I said, dude, get ready. Remember Antonio? I said, get ready. It's about and I had to call him because he had an encounter with Antonio and everything's about and he's been going, my brother Tennis been going through hell. But guess what? He gave me a good report yesterday. I said, guess what, brother? I got some more for you. I said, I'm gonna get with you later. I said, I'm just telling you right now, get your $59.99 ready, and I'm gonna tell you the rest later. He said, okay. But the point I'm making, folks, is this. And I told Antonio this before, and some of y'all don't know this. Antonio lived in that trash can. Antonio got out of that trash can. Antonio did what he needed to do so he didn't have to go back in that trash can. But guess what he did? He went back into the trash can, folks. And you know why he went back into the trash can? To get us out of it. Then we repeat that. He went back into the trash can so we could get out of it. And I'm going to shut up.
That's right.
All right.
Can I just say something, please?
Right, Jerome.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Carol. Miss Jerome got people
You know,
crying this morning. Go ahead, Miss Carol.
The strangest thing is that sometimes you're going through some kind of catastrophe, it seems like, and you feel like you're stuck, like you cannot budge. I don't care which way you look. You want to do this, and all of a sudden, some just like the day ends and you didn't do it, and you're looking at yourself and talking to yourself. Why aren't you doing this? What's going on? And you have no friggin' clue. And it goes on and it's really strange. And then all of a sudden you just say, just keep going. And everything starts to change. Like I was put under Monica's group and I didn't know what to think about that. And all of a sudden, everything just popped. Monica was there. She was supportive. She says, if you need me for anything, what are we doing? Making a plan to move it forward. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I got all these ideas all of a sudden because my mind is clogged with all the thousands of things I want to do. But something told me, no, that's not what you're going to do. Even though I put so much time into that. It's like, you're going to do it this way. And then all of a sudden, I know Antonio, remember when he was on that summit with Michael Burke and all those folks? Well, the lady that got into, the lady that was talking on there, Melissa, her name was, that she got into an accident, all this stuff. She called me and put me on her mastermind group. She invited me in. I just got into a mastermind group just yesterday. I didn't even know who the heck she was. And then when I saw her, I'm like, that's the lady that was on there. I am in their mastermind group. And I'm like, okay, God is telling me you need to do what you need to do. The funny thing is, I was just talking and telling Monica, I want to do a summit, but I want to do this summit. And I'm thinking of either the end of November or the beginning of December for the kids so that the families can have food and gifts for the children. And all of a sudden, the summit, the girl calls me up, and Melissa, and invites me to this. And all the people that are on there are like speakers. They've worked with all these, these big wigs up there and now they're looking for what's their next level, what's their next step. And I'm part of this group. And I'm like, what? How did that happen? It was like overnight. So miracles just show up. I mean, you plant those seeds, they do start to show up. You just have to be patient and continue going. So I'm stoked. I'm like so excited about this whole thing that I could just throw up.
All right, Carol. Thank you so much, Ms. Carol. I thank each and every one of you understanding and knowing and sensing that this is a safe place. We are the innovators. We are the creators. We are the ones who decided not to go with the herd. We are the quote unquote black sheeps of the family, and we are family. No matter what, we on some level we all understand what each person is going through because we understand how it is to want something different than the norm. We all understand how it feels to say I cannot and will not clock in to another person's dream. We all understand how that feels. We all know how it feels to lose those we thought were our support, only to gain the ones who truly are supportive of what we're doing. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with us. Thank each and every one of you for taking a chance on yourself. That's the biggest thing right there, because we don't take chances on ourselves. We'll take chances on everybody else and everything else, but never take a chance on us. So I want to thank you guys for taking the biggest chance and risk ever, which is believing in yourself. Knowing that this gut feeling that I have is not just a feeling, it's not just a dream. I can actually live the life I want to live. I can actually be different. I don't have to do it this way because they said it. I can do it my way because I created it. So thank each and every one of you for taking a chance on yourself. Dr. Trask, I see you unmuted. Miss Adrian, I see you're unmuted. So Miss Adrian, if you want to.
I just wanted to read something to you because this is something that I have to read every day, because out of all, like Miss Carol said, when you have so much and you think that there's so much to do and you realize that that might not even be what is intended for you to do, but these are the things that you want to do. I had a class and someone wrote this to me and she said, little talent, and while no other, but it says little talent, and while no one around you is the wiser, there are a few things to see here. Be seen operating in your gift until you get noticed. Be wise, but not overbearing with your wisdom. Let others crave blessings. After all, never block anyone's opportunity to be nice to you. Understand that what you want in life will more than likely come from other people. Therefore, be seen being great, valuable, and deserving of a blessing. Respect the power of compound interest. There is no force on planet Earth more powerful than that. Remember, the wise man only used when he had to get rich, nothing more, because nothing more was needed. Break down what you want into the size of a grain of some rice, and then double the effort, and then double the next effort, and so on. Then you will have your $1,000,000, my friend, and all while being underestimated. Now, I've always had this, never really paying attention to it because the money was never a part to me. But when I got affiliated with the HES, you guys are like the lie that everyone used to tell me, that you don't need the money, you don't need this, and this is, you don't need that, you don't need this. You guys have now given me the opportunity to say, it is not about the money, but like Antonio says, in order for you to do what you need to do and be an impact in the way that you need, the money helps. Because then not only, like we learned the other day, it helps in your economics, because then you can put your economy in the way that you need it to be so that everything kind of pulls out. And like Miss Carol, go on with yourself, Miss Carol. Go on, speak what you need, and then watch as the universe gives you to you. You guys are all examples for me. I love all of you. Mr. Jerry, I can't wait to actually have the real conversation with you, because when I met you, I was going through everything. But I can say that going through everything with a group like ATS still keeps you rooted and keeps you grounded. And I appreciate all of you. but that was just like, I read that every day and it doesn't really like resonate. But even from the morning, the conversation, how it worked, you guys are sleepy because you guys are like 3 hours off, and we wouldn't be able to tell if you didn't tell. And I just want to say thank you. And Mr. Jerry is like, you were over there and you smiling better than all of us. So it's like, you've been awake. Like you said, you ain't been asleep. But it's awesome. I just love, like, when I stroll through, now I can get my Zoom right. I can see all of your faces, the ones that are working, like Miss Nikki. Miss Nikki be working. I seen Miss Nikki the other day. I said, damn, this is like really motivation of everything. Like, I'm going to get me a machine and sit on this meeting, and I'm going to lose me some weight. What's going on? But no, and this morning, before y'all get into y'all thing, Tony sitting over there looking like a whole boss. Go on with yourself. Just sitting there looking proud of everything that's coming out of everybody's mouth. And that's how I got cooked up. And I can honestly say, it does. I don't know if you can see the difference in me, but I know that I have been actually trying to do something. And I ain't gonna put it out there, but with this group, I can put it out there. I am in the process of being signed. They asked me to give me the check to find out how much do I need for like the next 3 months or 6 months to do what I need to do for them. And I'm thinking, this is it. This is going to be the breathable music. This is it. This is it. And we're going to do it. And ATS is going to be my group that puts everybody in the same thing. So when we say let's breathe, we're going to be able to breathe together with ATS. I like that. And the case. I'm on this launch. I'm here.
All right, Miss Adrian. All right. Wonderful words this morning, Miss Adrian. Who spoke those wonderful words of wisdom to you?
Child, I was in a class and the teacher was trying to tell me that I was real good, but I would never get a job. Like, so that was her way of telling me, you are very, very good, but you're gonna have to go into somebody else's studio and become their person. And they're not gonna hire you because you are your person. So I'm gonna leave you with this. That way you know that no matter what you do, it's not gonna take other people to do what you want, because your idea is in your mind. So if you get someone that backs you, then that means that your idea and God will make it work. So like I said, I've been looking at the thing and never paid attention to it until this morning when y'all all said, I said, oh my God, that's that paper. I had that paper. And that's another thing, like Miss Carol. We be moving and we thinking that we doing what we doing, but really it's all actually getting set up. And then when everything else, like you hit the wall or you hit the fan or whatever it is, however it is that you decided that this is not supposed to be on my face anymore. And now I gotta wipe it off. And now I might need another type of rag to wipe it, because this rag is not going to get all of the fragments, you know? And that's what you guys are. You're like a wet rag that's getting all of the clear fragments. So by next year, this time when I get to Vegas, that's all we're gonna say. So it's all gonna be after the fact. It's all gonna be after the fact. Talk about pandemic. It was a pandemic. You better have got in it, because I got in this thing and I got sick with them. I got fixed with them, and it's better. And I could just feel it. And the energy is so great. Everything.
We are the pandemic. We are the pandemic.
We are, and we will fix it. And I like that. I like how you said it. We'll fix it. And it's already working. That's the thing. You just got to claim it, because it's already there. It's already in the mix. Everything I'm learning is in the mix. It's just a matter of, when do you see it? When do you go grab it? And you say, you know what? This is the last thing. I was here last time and I didn't even hear this. And then that's when you say, okay, I'm doing it. And every day.
You better be encouraging us.
You've been encouraging me, child. Y'all better go on with yourselves. I'm just giving it back. When you encourage and stuff and people say something, you got to be gracious for what you get. And you just say, thank God. Because trust me, I don't know if y'all be paying attention, but this morning meeting is just enough for me. You know, well, it's not enough for me, but it's getting my, what's it called? Building your stamina. You know, because I miss a meeting in a heartbeat, but then I realized that if you miss a meeting, you can't really run a business. You know, if you miss the morning meeting, they ain't gonna give you the key to open the damn door. We got to be there at 9, bruh. You show up at 9:10, we lost 20 customers. You understand? So you got. y'all working on me, and it's working. I hope you can see it, because I can definitely see. I can feel it inside of me, and I just can't wait to make all of you proud.
You doing it now, girl.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh, oh, Shaky said feel a little lump in the throat there. Oh. So Tony wants to know, what teacher was that?
Her name was
The
Joanna Look, her name was Joanna Joella. She was a voiceover teacher. She's actually, like, when you hear commercials, she's a commercial. She's one of those commercial voices. At Aetna, we're here to save the world, and tomorrow it will be saving you. It's just like,
Okay. And so Antonio wants to know, did she give it to you? Did she give that to you 2 years ago?
shut up. She gave it to me a couple months ago. Everything is moving. I ain't that slow. I don't be sleeping on it that long. I don't be sleeping that long no more. I used to sleep for days. I used to sleep for years and stuff. Now you say something to me, but no, it was matter of fact, this was my class I had right when the pandemic started. So actually, believe it or not, it's like we went from live classes to actually having to learn how to do the Zoom and all of that. So this was my class of implementation that said, okay, you said you wanted to do something. And now God said, this is what you said you're going to do. And what the enemy did was he just snatched everything out of it and said, now, right, try to do it again. And then that's when it was like, okay, back to the drawing board, because I am going to do this. I'm not going to stop. If you read my thing, the worst thing that I have is that I don't like to stay for a very long time. And when you realize what your faults are, you really, really focus on that. And because I know that I can like it for a second, and then when it gets boring, I'll be like, okay, I'll just go to the next new thing. That's my thing. I can't do that. And not only can I do that for, like, y'all are depending on me. I like that. It's like when you walk around by yourself, it's like you just kind of have you, and it's like, if I messed it up, and it's okay because it's just me. But like Jerry said, after a while, how long you gonna do that? 2 years from now, if I'm still in the same spot, I have to say that, damn, I went through the whole pandemic. I went through the whole ATS. I went through it. I went through Ricasa and everything, and I didn't do anything. Who is to blame for that? And I know I've done it already for many years, so why keep doing it? I have like another 40 years to go. My son told me I was middle-aged, so, I got a little scared, like, what do you mean by middle age? He said, well, it's like halfway over for you. So I figured we better start right now.
Hold on, Miss Adrian. I was informed to tell you that. Okay.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't gonna say that. I'm still not gonna say that. I'll just say this one. I want to show you something. God's doing something for you. Okay. Jerry changed his whole meeting. God's doing something for you. Okay, I want you to pay close attention to me. When you was reading that, I said to Deanna, wow, that's amazing. And then I said another comment. I said, huh. And I said something. I'm going to stop for a second. You got that 2 months ago, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something. You were supposed to have that. And that came at your darkest moments, right?
And it really did.
Let me show you something. There's nothing on planet Earth that is not divine and divine connection. So let me show you something. Henceforth, now and forever, you should know that I am a divine connection for you that was supposed to unlock for you. I don't know what you believe.
I believe it.
But the thing you read, I wrote 2 years ago.
Come on, man.
That lady gave you my words. Look.
Come on, man.
I wrote that 2 years ago. The
you gotta
paper
be
you
kidding
got,
me, Antonio.
I'm dead serious. The paper you got that was my words.
Wow.
There are no coincidences.
There's no
there
way.
are none. There are no coincidences.
Oh my gosh.
This blog is over 2 years old.
Jeez.
This blog is over two. In fact, May 16th to no.
Oh my God.
Where's that? There it is. June 2nd, 2017. I wrote that.
Wow. Look at that. How to make it.
June 7th, 2016. And in your darkest moments, according to you, because what I said the second time to Deanna was, wait a minute, I wrote that. So that's what I said. That's what I said the second time. I said I wrote that. So I just need you to know that what you've been reading every day, what someone else was reading every day, God literally used me to write that 2 years ago.
Oh, I love
It
it.
circulated everywhere across the planet, apparently.
I love
And
it.
then you got it. And there's no way that you're not supposed to take this as an extremely significant moment, because the odds of that just happening
Wow.
are crazy.
I receive it. You know me. I don't play with me because you know I take them all. I take all the blessings.
There's nothing
Everywhere.
not to see here. All that is facts. That's facts. What you read every day and what that lady passed to you to save your life, I wrote 2 years ago. And you just said that you feel like you're supposed to be here.
I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, yeah, if it take God to do all that just to get your attention, you might want to learn a new way to communicate. You understand?
Hey.
Antonio.
Share that with all.
Sure
Adrian,
will.
I was on the call last night with Lady Hill and her team. It was for Arshia and her team, and Miss Adrian called me while I was speaking to the people about ATS and everything. And I said, okay, I'll have to get with Miss Adrian as soon as we get done. And I listened to the voicemail, and she was like, hey, I need to know what I need to do for ATS so we can get this thing going. I said, I'm gonna call Miss Adrian tomorrow because it's so late and I don't know what time she go to sleep. And then she get on here and do this.
Divine, honey, divine.
Yes.
I believe it though.
Adrian.
I believe it. The way that the world is, the way that things are going, I believe it. Just like I sat down there in that studio with those people and then I sang something and he made like 3 phone calls. And he was like, yo, do you hear this? This sounds like Motown. And I'm thinking, all right, downtown Julie Brown, let's get it. In Baltimore, Rome, I was thinking about you. I was like, I got to find you, Rome. I'm in Baltimore. I got to find him. But you already know, AC. I don't know what it is because you called me stupid from jump. I said, oh, I like him. He knows me real well. And when you're stupid for everything, you can be good for one thing. And can't nobody stop you. That's what I'm learning. I've never been in the trash can. But like I said, y'all know my thing is it's not about how you start, but it is everything about that finish. And you got like, Adrian, that's my thing. I like that. I'm taking it to the bank with you. I'm taking it, y'all. Now y'all know I'm taking it for real.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
all I can say.
Yes,
Look,
ma'am.
I can't get over that. And that was like, you guys were touching on it. That's why I was like, I need to pull this paper. Let me read this paper to these people. Little do I know, the man that wrote the paper is it. Come on,
How
God.
is that possible? How is that possible?
He does it like that. Just so that anybody that says that I can't understand it, I want to put a higher power on it. I want to call it this. I want to call it that. I want to do whatever. You say what you want, how you want, whichever way it make you feel better. Know that that's God. Know that that's why you breathe in it, and that's what we all here for.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Miss Adrian, I would. There are times where the universe will go out of its way to make sure you get what you need, but what you want. But there's also times where the universe will go out of its way to show you you are where you belong.
Amen.
And I want
Um,
each and every one of you to understand that. I really do, because it may not look like you think it's supposed to look,
right.
but if you hurt, if you ate, if you was beat up, beaten down, and kicked over in the process of getting to it, and once it got to you, you had peace,
Honey.
that's where you're supposed to be. The universe went out of his way to tell me to reach out to Antonio. And then it goes out of his way to tell me this is where you're supposed to be. When you have those thoughts of, I'm not sure, the universe will tell you, no, quit tripping, just stay on the route. You in the right place. I got beat up. Before I reached out to Antonio, I got beaten up, broken down, and felt like I had the worst feeling ever, which was.
Be the candidate investment firms are looking to hire. Become a CFA charter holder. Stand out for having the skills to thrive in the competitive investment industry. Visit cfainstitute.org/learn to find out more about the Level 1 CFA exam.
Just seeing my child grow up, missing it, and I'm only just a few feet away.
Mm.
That in itself is enough to knock anybody in the back of the head. When I tell you, the universe, when they want to get your attention, when God want to get your attention, he'll get it. And he'll say, okay, you keep asking me the same question. I keep giving you the answer. You're not paying attention. So since you don't want to pay attention, let me just direct your shoulders in the path I need you to go. And then when you're on that path, you start questioning it, because you have some things inside of yourself that you still need to work through. Like, am I good enough for this? Do I deserve this? Is this where I'm supposed to be? I keep getting hit with all this stuff. Is this where I'm supposed to be? And then the universe of God will go out of their way to shift your shoulders again and be like, okay, look, stay on the path. Just stay. I know you're questioning. I know it's different from what you thought it would look like. I know you're not even recognizing your life right now.
Right.
Stay on this path, because you're on a path that few have traveled, so you can't really see like you can see the other pathway. The other pathway doesn't look like the interstate. The other path looks like this very weird trail in the middle of nowhere. So stay on the path. The universe went out of his way. It went out of his way, Miss Adrian, to tell you, you are where you're supposed to be. If any of you are getting anything like that, just stay the course. It's not going to be easy, because you made a decision, and it took me every time Antonio tells me something, just always understand I'm gonna say it took me a while before I say, but Antonio said. So it took me a while will always be followed by Antonio said. But he planted the seed. He used to say all the time, when you make a decision, the opposite has to show up.
Has to.
When you make a decision, the opposite has to show up, because you created it. When you create one, you create the other. So just know you are where you're supposed to be, but the opposite will show up. The opposite will come and slap you on the back of the head, like, wait, you thought? But it's just energy. So keep your energy focused on your creation and not the opposite. So thank you, Miss Adrian, for paying attention and staying where you were supposed to stay, and now knowing that you are on the right path. Thank you, and thank you for sharing with us. Now I know Dr. Trask, you unmuted. Dr. Trask, you unmuted her.
I think it's good morning. I just can't let this testimony service go by without saying something about the goodness of God and the goodness and the greatness of what has happened to me, being a silver slipper. So many times in our paths, gifts are given to us, but we want to take it for granted. But with ATS and Antonio T. Smith Jr., he's a gift that God brought to us. He's the chosen that God brought to us to bring us out of the Exodus, to bring us out. But it takes a mindset, a change of the mind to understand how a 38, 39-year-old Black man can do anything like what he's doing. But when you listen to Antonio, you're hearing God speak through him. This is a prophet. This is a man of God. This is the example. And I had to step back a minute. And you know, they say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. I have not shared with family members the stuff that I'm doing. They hear what's going on because I'm right here in the kitchen. They see these 19 different notebooks full of notes, you know, but to really put it down, because I needed to know that I know that I know I'm at the right place at the right time. Because see, I only have one more time. I'm 66, will be 67 in February. This is my one time to hit it, get it, and I'm not going to quit it. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Amen to that.
Come on,
Yes,
testimony
ma'am.
service.
Trying to hit it, quit it, and get it. That's right.
It was that part for me, Law.
Same here, nephew. Same here.
Oh man, I want to thank y'all. And I hope you take this same energy and go into your day with it. Well, Antonio said y'all are. He said he can tell. He can tell. Mr. Phil, I saw you unmuted Grace told me you unmuted your mic earlier, so the floor is yours.
Yeah, when you talked about the opposite, it's the opposite that gives you the strength to get through it, to get to where you need to go.
Yes, sir. Tony said can't do it without it.
That's powerful.
Yeah. He said you'll never have any muscles. So Antonio always gives the story of a newborn baby. When a newborn baby first comes out, their muscles are weak. They really don't have any yet, but as they go, they have to work with the force that's against them, which is gravity, to learn how to lift their heads up, to learn how to sit up, to be able to crawl, then to be able to stand, and then to start walking like us. So when the opposite occurs, don't live in the opposite, live in the focus. The opposite will give you the strength to keep moving forward. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak today? Because the floor is open. And if not, Mr. Smith, we're going to pass it back over to you. Go ahead, Dr. Trask.
And I just want to share also, several months ago, now it's been, because it's October now, Antonio had me to put $5 away. $5 away. My little envelope started out like this here. My envelope of $5 bills is like this here. And December's coming, and my envelope of $5 bills. But what happened, I work at Massage Envy, and a lady gave me my gratuity, and it was in all $5 bills. And I said, God, I really wanted to go and get. I said, but you know what? I hear Antonio's voice. I hear his voice, because I'm constantly listening to his YouTubes, and between him and Lisa Nichols and Les Brown, that's who I sleep with every night. So it's it. And I got home, and I put my little $5 bills in that envelope. But then somebody sent me a check, and it was for $50. And I said, okay, that's good. I saved my little $5. But it's the little things. And see, when I very first started back in March, it was consistency. I said it over repeatedly, consistency. And so now I'm being consistent, and I'm growing into consistency, and it takes a while. It takes a while for me. I don't know about anybody else, but it takes a while. But once I get it, I got it. And I can move with it. But I just want to thank Antonio and all of you, because you all are this big piece of a puzzle that we prayed for. We prayed to get out of the trash can. We prayed to get out of debt. We prayed, you tried this MLM, you tried this one, you tried that one, but nobody in any of those other groups was ever talking about this is what we can do, this is what you need to do. It was all about getting to the next level for them, but it wasn't getting to the next level for us. Carol, I thank you for that hot lemon water because I have been drinking. I got my lemon, I'm finna fix it now. But all of this group economics is working, is flowing. And we are this big puzzle of life and prosperity that's being brought on by listening, doing, and then going on knowing that you are worth it. See, some of us deal with, we're not worth it. Are we really worth this? You know, and we have to make that commitment. And that's what's happening in my life. So until next time, thanks for listening.
All right, let's unmute from Dr. Trav. Thank you very much.
Woo!
Yes.
Can I say
Thank you,
something?
Dr.
Tiana, can I say
haven't-
something?
I'm gonna
Yes.
say, go ahead, Nikki. You ask your question.
Okay, so we have Abby, then Ms. Nikki, then Ms. Adrian.
All right.
So Ms.
Well,
Abby?
I just want to say that I come from a biblical background, so everything I do has a biblical reference to it. And I just the passage that keeps coming to my mind from the Bible is the passage that talks about how Jesus said that greater works than I have done you will do. And God has given us the keys to the kingdom. He has given us the keys to power and abundance and prosperity and positive change in the world. And every time I look at the technologies and the advancements that we have in today's age, I just marvel. I marvel at God, and I see that passage being fulfilled in our lives and in the lives of so many people. You know, how Jesus talks about how we will do greater works than he did. You know, and sometimes when we look at what Jesus did, he walked on water. He fed 5,000 with 2 loaves and two fish and 5 loaves or whatever. You know, and I always ask myself, how can I do greater works than Jesus did? How can we as a community, how can we do greater works than Jesus did? But I see it. I see us doing those things, even for something as simple as the Wright brothers inventing planes and us being able to fly and defy gravity and travel for 8 hours on a trip that in the past would take you months on a ship to travel. And I see that passage being manifested in our reality and in the world today. We are doing greater works than Jesus did because Jesus is in us. He's in all of us. We are all creators, co-creators, because God created us in his image and his likeness. And I'm just so excited. I'm so blessed to be a part of this community. I know I have found a home in this community, and I'm just so excited with where this journey will take all of us and the world, really.
All right, Miss Abby. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you. He is in all of us. Remember that. Ms. Nikki? Uh-oh. Did we lose Ms. Nikki?
Hold on. What I
Oh,
do?
there she go. There she go.
What I
All right,
do?
go ahead. Oh, I
What
thought
did
you
I
had
do?
something you wanted to say. You didn't do anything.
God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.
Yes, ma'am.
And the Lord watch between you and me as we travel on our journey. I mean, yes. Let's go. Let's get it. I mean, come on, you guys, join in and get into it, right? The thing of it is, let me just say this here. This is the truth. And I don't know, I didn't get the script this morning, but honestly, Jerry had something in his mind that he wanted us all to pass around this good energy. So since he passed the peas my way, let me go on and say it. If you're wondering what we're doing and you're like, now I was supposed to be learning about real estate and all these kind of things. Well, you're learning about relationships and people. This is an integrity portion that is offered in the ATS. And it's necessary because, again, you can't build something without a relationship. You got to have a relationship. And relationships are very important, okay? So build. So y'all, let's build wealth. Let's build wealth better, baby. Mr. Smith, you already know you that wealth gain spitter. We trust you. We believe. And let's get money. Let's do what we do. And y'all be blessed.
All right, Miss Nikki. All right. It's relationships. Relationships. Thank you, Miss Nikki. Miss Adrian?
Now, I did have a question because I heard Dr. Trash say something about the $5 and what Antonio had did. Now, I had a lady tell me one day about $10, and I was supposed to put like $10 bills in every book of the Bible, right? So she was like, well, it's 66 books in the Bible. You put this $10 in everything, you have $660. So I'm thinking, okay. So Dr. Trash, please explain to us what the $5 was that Antonio had said, just in case somebody else might not be on this, because it did work for me for a while, the consistency and everything. But then when life happened and I ain't had no money, it was like, oh, I've been putting $10 in my Bible. And I went all the way to like, I don't know where I went to, but I had a lot of money in it. I was like, I can't believe it. So Dr. Trash, what did you do with your $5?
Well, I haven't done anything with the $5 because it's not December yet. So I'm to put
that's what
this
it is.
envelope, and in December, I'm to buy something for myself that I've really wanted, and so I'm going to be able to do that. But it comes to the point of, and there's been some opportunities, well, I can take this little I can take 3 or 4 of them out and then put a $20 bill in. And I said, that's not what he said. We've got to learn to follow instructions. And so I had to follow that instruction. And because I'm learning, the last 18 years, I've been at the same ministry doing that same ministry stuff. So this is totally new, completely new, but I've got a new mindset. And if I want to stay on top, I've got to follow those directions. He didn't say do it when you want to do it. He says every time you get. Now, there's been many days I didn't get a $5 bill. I didn't have a $5 bill. I wanted to take 5 fives and go get a $5 bill, but that's not what he said. So whatever he says, I do it. Because at his word, I sound like something in my Bible. I do it.
Boy, that sounds like something happened at a wedding.
Example that I need as a silver slipper. I need that example in front of me daily. That's why I'm on daily in the afternoons. If I'm driving, I'm on the side of the road. I've got to get this. I've got to eat it, sleep it, and drink it. This is the 4th quarter. I'm ready to come in because I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And I've got to follow what's being said by you, Adrian. I got to follow what's being said by Grace, by Deanna, by everybody that's on here, Phil and Susan. I invested. They're my connochers. I invested in myself. I've never invested that kind of investment in myself. And I says, you know what, God? You bless me with these finances. I'm going to invest in myself, because in investing in myself, I'm going to be a winner. And that's what I've had to do. Because if you want something you've never had before, you've got to do something you've never done before, and you've got to sacrifice it. You've got to let all that stuff go, that stupid spending, and trying to be everything to everybody at the same time. Stop, breathe, exhale, do you. It's your time to do you. Because see, all that other stuff is not important and you're broke. And people have to understand, I'm not following the instructions and I'm broke. So why not just follow the instructions? I have more money now at the end of this year, legal, that I've ever had in my life.
Better preach it, girl.
I get put in my red sock. But I'm trying to make some investments, so come the 13th, I'll get some more information.
Come on, legal.
Slippers got to roll, people. I got to do it. I got one more time. That was on my T-shirt. One more time. This time, it's not the house I'm trying to build. I'm trying to buy a hotel to convert into apartments. I'm trying to buy an old school, convert it into apartments. So I have no children, but I have children. I've not birthed any children. I don't want them to have to go to Mr. Man and go over here to Mr. Man and you go over here and live off of this woman. No, I want to leave something for them to where they know Auntie Sugar, she took care of us. And that's my goal. That's my heartbeat. That's what I'm striving for. But this time I'm going to succeed because I'm following in the footsteps of somebody that's already done it. It's not an experiment. This is reality. What's your reality?
Come on.
Come
on.
Wait a minute. Did she drop the mic on me? She dropped the mic.
That
She
legal
dropped
mic.
that. She dropped that.
Yeah,
Mr.
I gotta share something.
All right, go ahead.
I gotta share something. And this goes back to something that Antonio had taught me. This is for my baby boomers, but it's for y'all young folk too. Okay? All right. So it's for the young folk too. And Antonio told me this a long time ago about, y'all church folk. Because I'm church folk. Hello. Okay. And we make sure we put our 10% in, okay, when it's time for us to get paid. So we make sure God get his, but we broke. Now God got his, but we broke. And I'm sitting there listening, and Antonio taught this a couple times to me, but I didn't catch it the first time, okay? I didn't catch it the second time, but then I caught it. Now, sometimes you catch it, but you don't act on it, okay? And Antonio said, you know what, Jerome, them people that don't pay themselves, I ain't got no time for them. So I want to say something to all my baby boomers out there. And for those of y'all who missed it the other day, see, Antonio was talking about a number 9, and some of y'all didn't catch it, okay? And listen, me and him ain't talked, okay? Okay, but I'm gonna tell y'all something about that number 9 for those of y'all who didn't catch it, okay? So you got 1/3 to cover all yours. You got 1/3 for your backup, and then you got 1/3 for investment, okay? Antonio is looking at the people down the road that gonna help him reach that other goal that he ain't told nobody about. And some of it is y'all, okay? But he can't mess with you if you ain't got your stuff together. So I said to myself, oh, I know I'm gonna be one of them 9. But guess what? I can't be one of them 9 if I ain't got it together. Now, let me tell you something that just happened to me. In December when I lost my job, and I ain't worked since then, okay? I remember when Antonio talked about paying yourself. So I think it was March when I got a couple of coins. I paid the Lord, gave him his 10%, but then I paid Jerome. And I kept paying Jerome, and I kept paying the Lord, and I kept paying Jerome, and I kept paying. My friend in Kenya, who I've known for over 30 years, has never asked me for money. I've sent him money, never. This morning I woke up and he says, what you sent me last week, if you could just send me 200 more, I can make it to the end of October. He never asked me for a dime. But you know what was so precious? The money that I've been paying to myself was sitting right there. I was in a position to bless him. And then when I tried to go through World Remit to give him the money, they wouldn't let me go give it to him. Now, he got the money anyway. But because I had it to give, I was available. And I thought about Antonio. Jerome, that's why you got to pay yourself, so you can be in a position to go in the trash can and get somebody else out, but you can't if you ain't. Come on, man. Listen to me.
Come on, Rumi.
Pay yourself. Pay yourself. I'm going to tell you right now, and if you don't pay yourself, all you're going to do is you're going to be right back where you're at right now. You're going to be in poverty. Pay yourself. I'm going to shut up.
And people don't understand, Jerome, that was real good, because when you're paying yourself, you're only investing back in you. You're not investing back in somebody else. It's somebody else's dream. You know, I think there's somebody that has lied on their taxes or their sales, and he died, and then the woman, she lied as well. And all it was their money anyway. They just said, how much did you earn? And they lied about it, and then they both ended up dying. Well, see, I don't want to be that person. I want to pay myself to have it. So if anybody needs something, we can go to our storehouse. Because I've been bringing it to somebody else's storehouse. That storehouse closed down. So when you pay yourself, even if it's only, if you make $100, give yourself 10. There you go, Adrian. Give yourself 10. Whatever it is, if it's 150, give yourself $15. I have a separate account now. And I've done all of this. I've heard it. I knew it. But until Antonio started teaching on it and opened up some of these cobwebs up here, did I say, you know, that does make a lot of sense. I've heard it before. I've taken David Ramsey's classes. But now doing it, and then you kind of look at the balance every now and then and say, all right, I'm doing it. But it does, it brings joy. Jerome, that brought joy because you had it. See, you never know. They say save it for a rainy day. I'm not caring about the rain because I need to know, no matter if it's raining, snowing, sleeting, or hurricane, that I can do something for my family or someone else that calls in need. But if you don't have it and you're serving this God and you're doing all this stuff and you're broke, turn it around. Try it. Try it and you'll like it because it works. Okay, I'm going to be quiet now.
All right. I'm gonna be quiet now. It's okay. You know, when you spoke something, you were like, you know, I'm just gonna say it and get quiet now. You know what? I'm grateful for each and every one of you. We learn from each other. It's not just me, Grace, and Antonio teaching. No, it's not just Phil and Susan and Bastine. No, it's we learn from you guys as well, and we're grateful. We really are grateful to know each and every one of you. If there isn't, if someone else has something that they would like to share, the floor is open. If not, I'm gonna pass it back over to Mr. Smith for his final words for the day. All right.
Right. Well. Sure. Oh, Seraphia. Okay, go ahead, Seraphia.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you kind of low, but we got a little something.
Okay. Hold up. Let me see. So, Mr. Jerome and Dr. Sugar. I'm trying to log in on a different one. Let me do it.
Are you breaking? There,
So
there you go.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. Listening to Jerome. Good morning, everybody. Listening to Jerome and Dr. Trask. So think. So when Mr. Jerome was talking and Dr. Trask was talking, they had a change of mindset, and it depends on your mindset. And so y'all call that you'll eat up everything. You'll take everything, you'll eat it up, and you won't save nothing because you are afraid that you won't have anything. So you'll gup it all up now. And so even when I wrote this book, right, about poverty, my mindset, it got so bad.
Yeah. Hold on real quick, Seraphia.
Anything.
Hold on real quick. Y'all call on three-way. Grace, call on three-way or something. Somebody call on three-way.
You cutting in and out of us, Mr.
Yeah, we
don't want anyone to miss.
Well, we're gonna call you
on the other Zoom. Okay.
Okay. Well, if it lets you join, in the meantime, let's try to call on three-way too, whichever one happens first, and that way we can hear you. We're gonna wait. Okay. You ain't bothering nobody. Okay, she said call. All right, Deanna, start saying kind words until then.
Okay. So until we get Miss Seraphia on a clear line, because we don't want to miss what she has to say, I honestly, I love it. I love when we start our mornings like this because the energy of the day is different. And maybe that's just me, but when we start our day like this, when we start our day just being family, just talking to each other, opening up to each other, the energy from that carries over into the day, and that energy brings about a great day for us. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here. The daily calls are awesome. All right, looks like we got Mr.
Nah,
Rafia.
that's Seraphia. She on the other one now. She just got to mute or turn out the speaker, but she good though. She's connected to another device.
All right. All right, Mr. Rafia, we got you.
Okay.
So the floor, there we go. All right. Well, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was using a different device. So I was listening to Mr. Jerome and Dr. Trask. And so what I heard was they had a change of mindset, and their mindset went from a negative mindset to a positive mindset, and their mindset went from death to life. And so for me, like I said, I wrote a book about poverty, eradicating the spirit of poverty in families. And so for myself to come out of the pit of hell of poverty, some things had to shift in my thinking, and then my surroundings had to change. So I'm a little country girl from Waco, Texas, right? Raised in the hood, and everybody, it's all about, little drink, little smoke, little barbecue, and to them, that's life. And I began to look at it and begin to make me sick. Like, there's more to life than this. And so I wasn't exposed to the world. I wasn't exposed to things that I knew I wanted. And I'm like, man, I have such big ideas. I want to do so much, but nobody was talking what I was talking. And so it's like, okay, I'm in this strange world. So for a long time, I was afraid to drive. And I just started driving on the highway. One day, that fear left me. Like, I would have anxiety attacks. And once this girl learned how to get on the highway, I drive everywhere. But through the years, poverty had a lock on me. And it's in this last few years, dealing with sickness, dealing with trauma, dealing with abuse, dealing with accidents, I got to a place where I would never be without. But my thinking was still not right. So what I would do is I would always go to a store where they give me a receipt. A store you can take it back in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, because to me, that was my cash. Because if I needed underwear, if I needed food, if I needed gas in my car, if I need whatever it is I needed, I will go get the receipt. And so there's a chapter in my book that says, where is my receipt? Now I'm thinking I'm doing something because I'm gonna have me some cash. But my mentality was bad because I was relying on something I purchased that I could never keep. So it was never mine. It was always going back to the store. And that was my thinking. And so we have to get in a different, we really have to take a self-evaluation and be true to ourselves. Like, really, where are we? We got to really write down some stuff and really, like somebody said, look at you, the woman, the person in the mirror, and then listen to your thoughts. What are your thoughts feeding you? The word of God says, so a man thinketh, so is he. So guess what? I was in poverty, poor, mindset, poor. I wasn't going anywhere. But the more I held on to the word, but then with the word, you have to listen to people who have went down that same road or a worse road than you, and how they came out of the gutter. Like Mr. Antonio, how he came out the trash. There's no way you can't tell something you ain't been through. So the word of God said we overcome by the word of the Lamb, by the blood of the Lamb, and the words of our testimony. We need that thing. It has power. And so Dr. Trask, her mindset changed. I'm going to hold on this $5. It's $5. But your mind would tell you, baby, you can't afford that. You need that $5. You don't have no gas in your car. You need that $5. And you'll go in there and take out what you're supposed to be saving. You'll eat up everything that you're supposed to have. And so I'm in a new place, and it's causing, it's a discipline. You have to be a person that wants discipline. If you have no discipline, you just, nothing's going to line up. And so it's another level of discipline. It's another level of, okay, I can't eat up everything. I need now later. I used to love now later. It said eat some now and save some for later. So you spend what you got now, but you save some for later, because later gonna come. Like the man of God, Mr. Jerome, said, hey, he was able to bless somebody else. If we use up everything, or we keep that same mentality and we're saying we want to bless people, we want to sow seed, we'll never have it, because we didn't ate it up and spent it up because we were afraid to save. And so when I first got on here, I really needed everything that I was that I was hearing, because some days the goals and everything is in us, but some days you're struggling. Some days you're struggling. You don't have that push or that drive, and so you need calls like this that get you going, that wake you back up, to get you back on point, that you do not lag the day, that you do not ponder and ponder and ponder, and you never put your hands to the plow. And so this morning, sometimes you'll wake up, sometimes heaviness just will come out of the blue, and you're like, okay, what is that? Sometimes you don't sleep as good as you like to sleep, and so you need that extra. And so all the fuel from everybody has just picked, it's a flame now. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. But I just wanted to share that, because I am the generational curse breaker of poverty on my bloodline. And when y'all say, when you start doing something, all hell break loose, oh my God. It's been 40 years. I've been going through this thing for 40 years. But I remember God told me in my 40 that this 40-year wilderness journey is over, and it's been poverty. In my book, I said, you die with my grandmother, you die with my ancestors, but you will die long before me, because I am the one God is called to eradicate this thing. And so to be connected to somebody who know how to eradicate poverty, and then sow seeds everywhere, that everybody is prosperous. It's not about me, my foe, and no more. So I just wanted to share that, because it struck me when she began to talk about, I put my $5 up. And Mr. Jerome said, I paid me first. A lot of times we won't pay ourselves, because we're taught only to pay your 10 and give. But they never say give to you. So I just want to end with that. Thank y'all.
Watch yourself, Mr. Raphael.
You better preach it how you felt it, girl.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful daily meeting this morning. Mr. Smith, any last words?
Just a story, and then nothing else. Shahoya Yokoi spent 28 years of his life in prison. True story. It was not a prison behind bars and locks and wardens, but a self-imposed prison of fear. You see, he was a Japanese soldier, and he fought in World War II in Guam. And as the American forces landed, he fled to the jungles and went into a cave and trapped himself there in fear. The only reason that he found out that the war was over is because all the propaganda pamphlets fell down, and he read one of them, but he did not believe them. And so he stayed in his cave for an extra 28 years after World War II. He only came out at night to eat live roaches, rats, and frogs. 28 years. And then one day, some natives found him and convinced him to come out of his jungle prison, because fear had him locked up. My friends, that's you, or that's somebody you know. And it makes no sense that we allow people to stay in fear, especially ourselves. They lied to us, Full Gore. They told us they would take care of us. They lied. They told us if we vote for them, they would have our best interests at heart. They lied. If you black, they've been lying to you your whole life. If you white, they start lying to you in 1992. There's not black or white, Jew or Gentile. Name one of you have any favor with the governments that rule this planet. And just like that great movie in the 70s, the guy says, just leave me alone, give me my TV dinner. It's hell outside. Somebody else can fix it. That's what we've become. But not me. I refuse. I refuse to stay in my living room, eat my TV dinner. I refuse to let people die in poverty when I could do something about it. They're not going to like me. They're going to talk about me. They're going to try to turn y'all against me. They're going to do everything they can to test me, test my character, test my might. They're going to do everything they can to test my teachings. But what they can never take from me is two things: what I know and your story. I wish I had somebody. The more I change your story, the less power they have against me. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. All new videos launching right now, lunch week, as we talk. Y'all have a good one.
I hate to break it to you, but you're in for a big surprise. 5 years from now, Jane, who's resigning today, will ring the NASDAQ bell, officially launching her company on the public market. And what you'll soon realize is that Jane stole your most valuable data to start her new company on her way out the door. Learn how Code 42 Insider can stop data theft and protect your organization's most valuable assets. Visit code42.com to learn more.